masters. Good day to you, partner. I'm Guy, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken cave.
Hey guys, excuse me, with Solo here, aka the Skeleton King. So Topwigs was able to get number one or world first DCLONE kill with Necromancer in Season 5 Softcore of Project Diablo 2. His gear is surprisingly bad. One socket helm, just god-awful rings, terrible gloves, terrible boots. Oh, it is pretty nice res. Actually, no, it's only 2 good reses and then 1 bad one. Just the dog shit of dog shits of inventories. I'm really surprised he was able to do it this budget. And the only reason he was able to do it this budget actually is because of Poison Strike. And that's how good Poison Strike is for DCLONE. It's clearly better. Now, is Poison Strike clearly better for Ubers? Oh, that's actually going to be the next video. And the answer is kind of interesting. Basically, as your gear gets better, it is better. At first, budget, Desecrate will beat Poison Strike. There's no comparison. But as you get enough good gear, the reason why Poison Strike just kind of does better than Desecrate is not because Poison Strike is just better. It's because you have the option to do both Poison Strike and Desecrate. And having that option to do both is what makes the build so effective. So I don't know if you guys remember me talking that Topwig had an idea about how to handle the ad sections better. And basically the idea is pretty simple. We're not going to Poison Strike them. Yeah, it takes longer to kill them, but basically it just makes it much, much safer. So that's kind of basically the reason why Chaos will eventually be better with Poison Strike for just everybody. Unless you just really don't know how to play a melee Necro, which, you know, they're pretty bad, but I mean, bosses are pretty easy to attack. Like, the problem with the boss isn't getting a hit off, the problem is the boss is dying, and you're not going to die to Chaos Uber Tristram with, you know, better gear, okay? So this section, it takes so much longer. I actually think there is... Topwig was not going for a speed kill. He really wanted to get the number 1 kill. He actually almost got it the day before, and he just died to basically... I asked him for the video clip. I haven't gotten him yet. I'm still going to want to bug him for it because I want to see what happened as well. What probably happened was either a desync meteor or he was standing in an IBS patch, because basically he took 1 hit of the Cold Nova, and his cold res isn't great, and he's not using a Raven Frost, which I told him, man, that's going to be risky. And I still think a Raven Frost would have been better than the other ring he's wearing right now. I think he wore that ring because he wasn't able to cap his reses with charm swaps and gear swaps that he was going through, because I believe originally he was going to be using a Nature's Peace and Dwarf Star. So to see him use, you know, Nature's Peace and whatever that god-awful ring is, I'm sure there was some reason that he had to switch to that, because it actually looks like his gear is worse. But in the audio after the end of the clip, they definitely say he has more res and should take less damage, and yet he actually takes more damage in this fight. So it's kind of funny that, you know, in his kill, it was a worse fight, but he gets the kill. And, you know, that's kind of just how DCLONE can roll the dice sometimes. I don't really need to go into the skills that much. There is one kind of caveat. You can run revives. Would I? Nah, probably not. I think revives would help for DCLONE, but he would just kind of push the phases quicker. And you really don't need help with DCLONE anymore because Poison Strike does so much damage, and it's like, you know, when you cast the revive and the ads are up, they just disintegrate. I actually think there is a reason to actually use golems, and I'm going to talk about that here a little bit because I want Woog, as his gear gets better, to transition to this build and Woo, he almost got stun locked to death. I doubt he's not running max block. He has too much health. And I actually think there was a block animation in that too. And that kind of goes to show you that as a Necromancer, even if you're not running max block, sometimes blocking is the worst thing in the world that can happen to you because you're just stuck for forever. I think he just blocked again, actually. Ugh, bad luck, man. So anyways, what he is running is Bone Armor. And Bone Armor is incredible for DCLONE. Necromancers have always known that since Season 1. It's just not been something we've been able to dump a lot of points into. But with Poison builds, you can do that. Actually, in Hardcore, they never ran revives last season. What they ran was max Poison skills and then max Bone Armor. Never got anything else. Softcore, everybody I know ran revives or golems. Actually, Landis 3, a guy who I miss and always had his own ideas for things, ran golems. And that's kind of what I'm getting to with this golem idea. When DCLONE is doing things like ad phases or cold nova, there's one really nice thing you can do with a golem that you can't do with a revive, which is why maybe there's some use to running golems in this fight, even just 1 point. And that is, do you see these bone spirits? He's actually going to hit them. I'm surprised he didn't just take out both. I think he was trying. Oh, whoa, God, that was... Oh my God, that was the scariest moment of the fight. I know he actually didn't almost die, but yeah, to me, that was, I don't know how he didn't take more damage in that section. He got hit by a bone spirit, and like at the same time, Cold Nova, if he would have gotten hit by 2, he would have been dead, I think. Anyways, so this is the reason for golems, is because these bone spirits are actually very scary. He's actually, wow, nice. Okay, that was actually really cool. If you see what he just did there, he was casting Desecrate because Diablo's too dangerous. Then he went in for an attack right when the bone spirits were going to hit him. So basically he took out 2 birds with 1 stone. He got an attack on Diablo, which does more damage, and then he was also able to pop 2 bone spirits. But back to this final idea, we're in the last ad phase. What is it that golems can do that revives can't? Even though revives are just kind of more useful in tankiness and damage. Well, you can cast a golem on a bone spirit. And I actually think some of the ways Woog has been handling these bone spirits when Diablo's up solo actually make me believe that you don't need to run more than 1 point golem. But the real reason why you could always have 1 point golem as your gear gets better is when you're in the corner and you're dealing with bone spirits and cold waves, you can actually cast a golem to pop a bone spirit that otherwise would make your area less safe. So for instance, the little trap souls cast bone spirits. So what you would do is you'd stand in your corner, and if there's a bone spirit coming from a direction that looks like it's going to make your area worse, you just cast a golem right there. And it's actually a lot easier than it sounds. Someone hearing this might go, oh. But actually, if you're doing DCLONE, I'm pretty sure you can handle casting a golem over a bone spirit. Because basically what you have to do anyways, if you're not going to use the golem, you're going to have to run and pop it and then run back anyways. That's basically what you have to do when it gets kind of what's the word for it? Dangerous, not safe. God, I can't think of a better word right now. And it just becomes really chaotic. And basically that's when you can hit a Cold Nova accidentally because you run too close to the pillar, you get hit by the AoE, and you die. Anyways, the fight is about to be over. I wonder if there's any last points I want to touch on. So Bone Armor we've always known is incredible, okay? It doesn't help with anything really except for the meteors, but it basically reduces the meteors to being pointless. And the reason why is the meteors do a lot of fire damage, but you're going to run like 95 fire res always. Especially, a lot of people use a Dwarf Star too, something like that. But the other part of it is it does a lot of physical damage. And if you run Bone Armor, you basically don't have to run PDR. He has Trangs on, right? But basically, if you have a high 40-point Bone Armor, you don't need to run any PDR in this fight, and you're basically fine. It does help against the ads a little bit, but, as you can kind of see with the ad situation, oh, God, he almost died there again. Man, this fight budget is scary. Okay, so do you see this situation right here? I think right here, oh my God, move! Wow, I'm surprised he's not getting hit. Okay, right there, I think if he had golems, that would have been a much safer situation for him. Man, he almost died there a couple times. He was standing on that IBS for forever. I wonder what was happening. Anyways, he's about to get the kill. I'm going to let the audio take over. I don't think... Wow, he did it again. See, that's actually really cool. I really like how he does this thing where he runs around, he casts Desecrate, And then when the IBS goes away, he also pops more bone spirits at the same time. It's a really effective tactic. I wonder if the other players are doing that. Topwug is clearly the best decloner Necro in the game. I don't think any of the other Necros would argue that. I just don't see how they could. He's just done it more than anybody else. He might not have always been the fastest, but this season he was the fastest. So I'm going to make a Uber Tristan video, and then hopefully we can do Rathma. I don't think we're going to get top 3, guys. Topwug has incurred wifey aggro. Well, Skelly King out. GG.
Come on. Yes! Let's go! Fuck
nice.
yeah!
Nice. GG,
Good job, man. GG.
Yeah. Congrats, dude.
That was fucking awful. That one dude.
Your bow was off, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Oh my god.
Dude,
Oh,
you
Christ.
rejuve at like the perfect time.
Yeah.
Like you rejuve during like the Bell Nova. If you didn't do that, I think you might have.
Nice,
Dude,
dude.
you almost died at the end. Something
Yeah.
reasonable. You went to like
Holy
20
shit,
lives.
Oh my god, dude. How many potions? 2 or 3? How many do you have left? 3. Oh, dude.
He's ready to go again.
Dude, I'm
Something
sweating
was
for you.
definitely wrong
I'm
around
sweating so hard, dude.
Yeah, you had less gear, less res yesterday, and you
Yeah.
took more damage today.
Yeah, those were fire shots. I don't know if that was crits or what the hell that was.
Yeah,
but I
they
was
did
thinking
double hit
maybe more
sometimes. I don't know
fire.
why. When you're further away from them, they, I don't know, they shotgun for some reason.
Yeah, how do I possibly deal with these many messages?
I think
How you guys do
the
it?
thing is, imagine those like the Sludge Nova. Even if there's
Yeah.
gaps in between, they hit you. And if there's like the middle of both, they hit you 2 at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
So if you wanna get hit directly.
Yeah, I think you're right. I need to stay.
GG's, guys.
Crazy.
GG,
wait.
man.
Did I get?
Holy shit. Dude, I barely got any messages. Your chat went like fucking 10.
Dude.
24.
He's Reddit
Play with
famous,
us.
of course.
I got this.
Oh, I don't.
Come play with us, Daddy.